Do you like fantasy football and sports betting? Come join us here at the Parlay Fantasy Football Podcast, where hosts Matt, Shane, and Jason talk about fantasy players, lineups, and sports betting to help you compete and win championships. And of course, some extra cash. Let's jump right into the show.
Welcome back to another episode of the Parlay Fantasy Football Podcast. Matt, Shane, and Jason with you guys here tonight. And yes, you guys heard it right. I said Jason is here. He is back. He's had multiple work trip vacations, but Jason, how you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm glad to be back. Matt, you know how excited we all are for a major championship week with golf. And Shane, I guess it's kind of nice to see you. You look beautiful as always. So,
thanks, my guy. Yeah, it's great to be back. Winning some MLS plays. But this week we get to talk about football, and that's why we are all actually here. And so it's time to make that money in the sport that we freaking want. And yes, Jamie, Jason's back again. But it is not with Mom Spaghetti. That is the key.
Jamie, what up, my guy?
Oh, it's always fun having Jamie in the chat with us here now. But Shane said it right. We're gonna talk some football, some total wins for each NFL team, and we're gonna incorporate some rookie chatter into that as well, because of course that could affect what we think of the total wins and losses for some of these teams. But before Shane shares his screen and dives right into it, remember, guys, head on over to fantasy6pack.net. Become an all-access member today. Use promo code Parlay FF to get 15% off your membership. And that brings in so much content to you guys, man. The Discord channel, again, I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face, which is probably never going to happen, so you're going to hear me say it a lot, right? That Jason's dog is going nuts. Yeah, he had to go and mute that. But no, head over there, become your all-access member, guys, and then head to the YouTube channel where we are currently live right now, Fantasy Six Pack. You go over there, you give them a subscribe, you hit the notification bell so it notifies you whenever a podcast comes up on this channel, right? So head over there, do that. And then for the audio side of the podcast, guys, head over to Apple and Spotify, look up the Parlay Fantasy Football Podcast. Give us a little 5-star review, guys. It really does help the show. At least click that follow button for us so we can have some more interactions with you guys on that front. Guys, we put out bets every single week. Like Shane said, he be winning some money on some MLS. And when college football and NFL gets here, we really, really ramp up the heat. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, and I'll post the slip, and I'll post the link to the slip in the in the thing, if you guys are interested. I've got quite the fun one laid out for this week. Fun fact, the best thing about this week, Jamie, I don't know if you're an MLS soccer fan, my guy, but there are games on Wednesday and on Saturday. So that's a win for me. I get double the games. It's like Christmas came early for soccer season. And so I get to play this twice. And Shane won cooked up for Wednesdays.
Oh man, yes, I can't wait. I really can't wait. Shane won me a fair amount of change last week.
And I hit a 3-legger. 700 parlay. So that was pretty nice. I was really pretty confident in it too. It was a very, I think, well constructed play. So that's what we look for, Matt. We look for the
stay sharp, baby.
Ones. Yeah,
stay sharp.
We're gonna keep it hot.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it, guys. We will continue to post our bets, and how I think it's going to play out from here on out is, guys, we're gonna kind of do what we did last week. We're gonna have like a 15-minute long, quick hitting betting episode where all three of us pump out some bets for various sports, and then we'll talk football the next week. We'll get into dynasty and all this and that, because I know you guys are itching to see some drafts, some mock drafts anyway. So we're going to get into all this and that, but we do want to make sure that we continue to give you guys bets to help you guys continue to put some change in your pockets. Okay. So, Shane, how do you want to get this thing started, baby?
Listen, I think that we just go ahead and flip this screen up here and we go alphabetical because our good friends over at DraftKings sponsor us. I win enough money on your thing that you should pay me to also play on. But DraftKings, my guy, welcome to the board. This is DraftKings board. Now, it does have some alt totals on it. Just give it a little rundown for the people here. Obviously, from the top down, the top is most likely, bottom's least likely. You guys know how the numbers work. But the middle ones are the ones we're going to be paying attention to. And we will highlight what we end up selecting as the best of the best for each team. And we'll just kick it off alphabetically by however DraftKings has decided that alphabetical works in this situation, because it's up to the Arizona Cardinals, Matt. And, they were pretty hot dookie last year. What do you think this year is the outcome for the Cardinals?
Oh, man.
Salty line.
That number is really juicy. I'm going to take the under. I'm going to take the under of this line here because you got it at 8.5, right, Shane? Is that the middle?
Correct. The middle is 8.5. It is plus 100 to the over 8.5 side.
Yeah,
we don't know the schedule yet, so it is
true,
early. But
true.
we know basically who they're playing at this point. And we know their strength of schedule based off of this. So there's some added in bonuses here. You get to play before the others get to play.
I think the Cardinals have done a fair amount of work to their program this year. I really want to see, does MHJ take that next step? We already know what Trey McBride's going to bring, right? We know what he brings to the table. James Conner's still there. I actually see some hope in Trey Benson, maybe seeing the field a little bit more this year. But I've got to see that next step from MHJ. And Kyler, where's his head going to be at this season? That's the big sticking point for me.
Well, they postponed GTA 6, so we're safe that he can't have a new favorite video game, Matt. So I like the odds being in our favor for Kyler being a good quarterback because no one's playing Call of Duty anymore.
You think Kyler's a GTA 6 kind of guy?
I think everyone is going to be a GTA 6 kind of person. If you play video games, it is going to be the number one thing you are participating in, without a doubt. So,
what do you guys think? What do you think about that win total?
I mean, Shane, I'll jump in real quick. I mean, last year, I think we all talked about it. I think the Cardinals kind of got disrespected on their win total last year, and it was one of the easier kind of bets that we made based on the win total. They hit it, but 8.5, I think they're getting a little bit too much respect from Vegas. Matt, I would lean under with you at the 8.5.
Wait, Matt took the over, I thought.
Nope, under.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm leaning under. Yeah, I would lean under with you.
Well, shit. I didn't want to clean sweep our first one.
It's okay.
Look, I will say I think that they've made the correct choices to move this organization in the correct direction. I think that the main things that are holding me up, what's up, Disbanded Brotherhood? Welcome to the chat, my guy. Look, I want to believe in this team. I want to believe in Kyler Murray. He's the one that all of us, it makes us believe that we can make it to the league one day, Matt. When you see, your little brother out there playing football with the big guys, you think that there's a chance. So, that you want to root for the story, but I think that the Cardinals just don't really have the best situation, considering the fact that it seems that everybody in their division reloaded as well. Yeah. And I think that that's what's really hindering me from being like, 8.5 is attainable. Because I think 8.5 could possibly get you into the wild card. Do I think that they're a wild card team this year? No. Do I hope that they are for the sake of Marvin Harrison and all this I got on deck with him? Yes, 100%. But no, I don't think that they are.
But I think we all can agree that they're the third best team in their division.
Yeah, I do.
And you can make an argument for fourth. Like the
fourth best team? Fourth best team?
The worst team in their division.
Could be. You never know. One team I'm excited about this year.
I'm excited for the Seahawks, bro. I'm just saying. We can move on. We'll throw that out there.
All right. So, the next up on the board is the Atlanta Falcons, quarterbacked by none other than what we're assuming at this point is Michael Penix. Kyler needs to be a character in GTA 6. Bro, I'm down for that in so many ways. That's the sickest idea. Except for it would be too realistic, and you would only see him sitting on his couch all day. Not out there. So that becomes an issue there. You can't have it too realistic, Jamie.
What do you got there for the Falcons? 7.5?
It is 7.5. They have, according to Warren Sharp,
fourth easiest schedule.
Yes, the fourth easiest strength of schedule for the 2025.
7.5. That screams over. That screams over right there.
I'm just saying it. Everybody's discounting them. I think they made some correct decisions this offseason. Jason, you seem like you want to go over. Do you want to go into why? I know that you are a fan of Penix.
I mean,
you are a big Penix guy.
Well, we know what we're gonna get from Pitts. Like, I feel like we do each and every year thinking that he's going to be the next biggest, best thing for fantasy, and we're all let down, feeling the same way. Like, damn, I was stupid. Like, this is coming in year 4. It happens. But Bijan, you got Drake London. It's hard to see them be as upsetting as they were last year, this year, especially when Derek Carr retires for the Saints. And the Saints are probably going to be tanking for Arch.
The Saints still can't afford anybody. That's my biggest issue with this. How? We're 3 years into me saying this, and they still can't afford to pay their players? Come on. Figure it out.
I want to say there's 3 or 4. I want to say there's 3 or 4 teams in this division that win 8 games. I think it's bundled up right there at the 5, that 9-7, 8, 9-8.
Okay, what if the Saints trade for Kirk Cousins?
No way, they wouldn't do it.
Hey, if they can't afford to pay their players, they can't afford to take that contract on.
That's fair. No, they'll just push it to the next year. It's fine. Yeah, that's how that works. You just don't ever pay anybody.
What are y'all doing? You taking overs?
Jamie, nothing that the Saints do makes sense. We just don't try to make sense of it, okay?
Yeah, it's hard to make sense of anything the Saints do.
I think with how weak their division is, mixed with I was kind of raving about them. I actually really like the all-in approach that they took with James Pierce Jr. because he's either going to be the best pass rusher that was in the draft, without a doubt, or he's going to be an absolute bust, and we're going to know very quickly which one it is. And I think that is exactly the kind of player that they need to take with how bad they've been in the position. So it makes me want to lean to the over 7.5. But I feel like it's a freaking setup. I just want to let that know. I feel like this is me taking the bait. And it pisses me off knowing that I'm taking the bait.
Shane, I agree with you. I see Jason's point. It's hard to believe in some of these guys. And it's still like, what is Penix really going to bring to the table after he makes a full season start, right? But I lean with you, Shane. I think with the talent of Bijan, Drake London, Algier is still there. They've made some moves. They've got some weapons. I can see them hitting this over this year. Weirdly enough, I can see them hitting this over.
Yeah, I think that it just kind of aligns correctly. I do know that we're backing a rookie quarterback, essentially. Not that he is a rookie, but essentially a rookie quarterback this year.
Right.
It's hard to believe in the Penix. It is indeed, Jamie. It is indeed. Jamie, where have you been drafting Penix in your best ball drafts, guy? I think that you don't if you're on a hard believer, a hardline believer in the Penix, you just kind of got to let it fall out,
The George Peaches, baby.
Peaches. All right, let's go to the easy one. The Baltimore Ravens over under 11.5. I say the easy one because Matt's going to have a really hard time saying his take on this team and us believing that he is not biased in any way, shape, or form. Matt, what do you think of the Baltimore?
I got to take the over. I got to take the over as much as I don't like it. Baltimore is a hell of a good team. You know, Derrick Henry, we say every year, when's this dude going to slow down? We say, is this the year? Is this the year it should happen? Well, yes, this is the year it should happen, but it never does. Have you guys seen his workout videos? And it's like, dude, what in the hell has this guy going? I expect bigger things from Rashad Bateman this year. We didn't really talk about him last year, but he balled out. Was it the middle to end of last year? The guy's a baller, right? And they still have all their weapons, man. I'm going the over here as much as I don't want to say it.
I mean, he was good enough that the Dallas Cowboys sought to get him in lieu of George Pickens. I think that is a testament to what Bateman, could be. I think that we know what Pickens could be, and Nick, I think that we all know that that's diagnosed as a headache. So I think that Bateman, being the quiet killer that he is in that offense, is fantastic.
Yeah.
I also am going to say over 11.5. I know that they have a middle of the road strength of schedule according to Warren. They're 21. I'm just going to bet the talent on that one. I'm going to be honest. I'm just going to bet the talent. That team is going to be determined to prove that they deserve to be in the AFC Championship game again this year, unfortunately.
Yeah.
God, I hate to do this again. Yeah, I gotta agree with both of y'all. I want to go against the grain right here and say that they are going to be an under team because they rely heavily on Lamar Jackson. But we've seen his growth over the years where he will sit in the pocket. He won't put himself out there for injury risk and whatnot. Derrick Henry being there, Matt, he keeps on getting better. He's still that dog. It's one of those things. It's like you almost expect the three-headed monster of Mahomes, Allen, and Lamar to get over 11 wins every year.
Yeah.
So I have to do it. It's gross to say that.
It's a good team. It's a good team, and they're out to prove something. So, yeah.
What we got next, Shane?
The easiest one of the big three that you just mentioned, the Buffalo Bills at 11.5. They have the fifth easiest schedule because the NFL just wants the Bills to win at this point.
Do we have to take a little time on this?
No, I think it's all over 11.5. And you move on. Maybe vote Bills for perfect season. 17-0.
Oh.
Do you know who they play this year? Do you know who they play? What division they play?
I don't off the top of my head. Let's find out.
Because if you nail that bet, that would be gnarly for a perfect season.
Josh Palmer season incoming.
You're not wrong. The tandem of Keon Coleman and Josh Palmer over there is gonna light some heads on fire.
Hey, Khalil Shakir.
Yeah, he's just saying, because they went out and got Josh Palmer.
Oh, yeah.
They released Amari Cooper and said, "Come here, Josh. Get over here,
baby. Come here."
Hey,
don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. They're gonna finish.
Hold on. That's the AFC. That's the AFC North. Interconference, they play the NFC North, and the 17th game they play the NFC West.
Yeah, I wouldn't go perfect, but I trust Allen to get over 13 wins or over 11 wins.
NFC North. Oh. Wait, no, they play. Yes, sorry. Yes, they do play the NFC North. That could be interesting. They could have some salty games. Yeah, they could have some salty games. It kind of depends on how the dice rolls there. I think they technically can just bet. I'll search this later, but you can bet undefeated. Any team to go undefeated. Yes. Mm-hmm. Right there, guys. Any team to go undefeated is plus 1,700. So
I feel like that should be bigger.
it sometimes is, it sometimes isn't, Jason. It completely is a Josh Palmer season incoming.
What do we got next, Shane?
We have the Carolina Panthers. Listen, the short boy season is in style. I'm going to take the short king over.
Yes, sir.
I think the Carolina has done the right things. And I want to throw up saying that out loud. But they also have an easy schedule. And the combo of those things makes me think that at getting 6.5 and not 7.5, I'm right. I think the key here is one game.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they're a 7-win game or a 7-win team.
Yeah,
no more, no less.
I agree, Shane. You just said it perfectly. I agree with that 100%. If that number was even higher than 6.5, I'm with you. I'm running, but I agree. A 7-win team, and 100% agree that they're doing all the right things in making this team better.
See, I think y'all believe in recency bias too much. I think this team is complete dog shit. And I don't think they're getting any better. I think Bryce Young did.
Yeah, but they still play. They still play in a shitty division. Like they still play in the NFC South. So like they're still playing the Falcons and the Saints.
They're still the Panthers with the worst.
They won 5 games last year. Do you think they didn't get better than? I think they got. I think that they got better enough.
I think there's a big separation between the middle and the bottom half of the league.
Oh, I completely agree. But I think that middle of the league is also jam-packed with a bunch of teams that just kind of happen to get there. And I think that they could be there with the Panthers. Like they could totally be a middle of the pack team.
I don't see it.
Hey, you can have your opinion. You can have your opinion.
I hear you.
What you got?
Saying they were 2 games away last year from being the over, and they were way worse last year than they are this year.
They did beat my Texans.
Yeah, they did. You're laughing. On the inside, we know you're crying. It's okay.
Let's not talk about that one.
The next one is the Bears.
Bears. I'll jump in here. I'm gonna be bold here, and I'm gonna take the over the 8.5.
Gross.
I know it is gross. Trust me. Jamie said it perfect. You can't, throwing up or sneezing in the comments. Yeah, it's gross. It is gross.
Can I do this?
I really want to see the progression. I want to see the progression of Caleb Williams this year, for real. Like, Roma Dunze should hopefully take another step. They still got DJ Moore. They didn't trade him away. There were rumors about him potentially being traded away. They went out and got their guy in Colston Loveland over Tyler Warren, which I think we were all kind of leaning more towards the Tyler Warren side of that. They went out and did big things. DeAndre Swift is a big winner here. I heard J.K. Dobbins might sign with the Bears. He hasn't signed yet, has he? Or he hasn't signed with anybody, has he?
Not that I've heard of.
I haven't heard about it, but there were rumblings about him signing with the Bears, which just kind of bolsters that running back room. Defense took a step. Chicago Bears have a pretty decent defense. And you have mastermind Ben, can't remember his last name. Ben Johnson at the helm now. Let's see what
Bobby Johnson.
Yeah, see what he can do with the program. If he can run this offense the way he ran Detroit's offense, you never know.
I will say one of the darlings of the draft was Kyle Monogany, who was a running back that they drafted late. So like I do like that. I will say they do have Eric Bieniemy there too, as the other brain in the situation in Chicago. We've seen that both be very good for a team and very bad for a team. I'm very interested to know. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. I would love to see which one we get with this particular. I honestly, You were right, Matt. But I think that if I could band this, if I could do over 6.5 wins and under 10.5 wins,
yeah.
that is the money pot to me, because I think that this team ends up somewhere in the middle of these two numbers, and I don't like 8.5 because their strength of schedule is really strong this year. The NFL just came out to prove that, hey, 1 year does not make a Cinderella, my guy. Here is the a top 10 strength of schedule. Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to take the under on this 8.5. First year head coach. I think it's going to be I think you're going to see progression from Caleb Williams, but also at the same time, you're going to see a learning curve with the first year head coach. I think it will make, it
sucked.
It's bound to happen, but at the same time, they're in a division with some heavy hitters there. It's going to be a wild card team. I see them winning 8 games. I don't see them winning more than that 8.5.
See, the extra game throws me for a loop because in old school NFL, this is an easy under 8.5 for me. But that 17th game keeps making me pause. I'm like, do I think the Bears can win the extra BS game? And that's what's stopping me from just being smash the minus 120 on this. Because I do think there's some value on minus 120. I think that this line, actually, I take that back. I think you wait on this specific line. I think you wait. Yeah, because the public's going to come in as soon as the NFL schedule is actually released, and they're going to be banging this drum. And it doesn't even matter how bad that schedule looks; they're going to be banging this drum, and some smart money is going to come in, and they're going to bang the over one time. And then they're going to come slam the under as soon as they get that money. As soon as they get that number to pop up, one win, they're going to slam the under with so much money the other side that DraftKings is going to be like, whoa! And this is going to get dropped back down so fast.
Yeah, for sure.
But I would wait for it to get to that 9.5 one time, and I'd smash the shit out of it. 9.5 like Nina Dobrev. Listen. The next one up is the Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah, I just slid a Nina Dobrev reference in here. Don't at me, okay? Bengals, the darlings, the kitty cats. Are they over or under 9.5 wins?
Is Hendrickson re-signed? I don't think they re-signed him yet, right?
Is who?
Trey Hendrickson?
No. He is currently still sitting out, I believe.
And so is the rookie who didn't want to sign his contract.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which is funny because that's a slotted contract.
Yeah.
Also, Trey Hendrickson and says Bengals no longer communicating.
Yowzers.
That is a downward spiral, folks. Also, why is it always Cincinnati? They had TJ Ushmanzada and Chad Johnson, and none of those people want to play in Cincinnati. Is there something wrong with Cincinnati, guys?
Could be. There's something in that water. What do you think, Shane? What do you think this over is? Do you like that over or under?
I am a Cincinnati lover and hater, Matt. So this just screams slam the under because something bad is going to happen to Cincinnati. Every single year, the storybook does not get written the correct way. And I think that they're trying to bait you into taking this over 9.5. They think that this team is going to be better, but they didn't fix the defense. They didn't at all. And that's what is holding this team back. They've invested way too much on the offensive capital side. They have not fixed the defense. I'm slamming the under 9.5 until they fix that defense, till they make it a priority that, hey, you're going to have to go through us to beat us, not you're going to have to go over us to beat us, because that's their goal right now. Cincinnati's goal is to attack you and put up a fancy number on one side because they can't afford to not put up a huge number on one side. And that is not how the NFL is currently being played.
I agree, actually, 100%. I don't even need to go into detail. Give me the
plus money. Give me the plus money. That is bait. As Chris Hemsworth would say, that's bait.
Yeah, I like it.
I like plus money over 9.5.
Under 9.5 is plus money. That's swim.
Oh, then I'll go with Vegas. The Vegas knows something. Give me the over. I think they get it done this year. I think Joe Burrow, it's MVP type season for him this year because he doesn't have a defense and he knows he has to go all out.
I mean, your logic. I'm not going to argue your logic or debate your logic because that's, but the shitty part is last year it was the same situation. Last year was the exact same situation, and they sucked the first.
Jamie, aren't you a Cincinnati fan?
I'm over 9.5. So
see, Jamie agrees with me.
Now, hey, Jason, I will say that if T. Higgins stays healthy all year, maybe this offense gets it to that number. Maybe.
Yeah, but they're not going to have Trey Hendrickson, and the rookie that they just drafted doesn't even want to play.
It's going to be gone.
There's so much bad stuff in this. Like, you don't want all of the bad shit that happened before the season starts. It's different if some shit happens before the season starts, or like during the season, like, you know, bad blood brews during the season. You're like, oh yeah, but no, like this is all happening before the season's even started. That's bad blood now. That's bad.
Yeah.
They might average the most points per game ever in the NFL this year.
And that's another team that's in my division. So I already said over on the Ravens. I'm going under on the Bengals.
Also, the Browns may be better than the Bengals this year.
Ooh, spicy.
Just kidding. I'm so sorry.
What are you?
I'm sorry. I was trolling, and as soon as I said it, I was like, "That is speaking of the Browns."
Somebody hear
something? Speaking of the Browns.
Speaking of the Browns, over or under 6.5 is the total for the Browns. Listen, actually, over under 4.5 is the total for the Browns. This is a closer split than the 6.5. That is how much under 6.5 has gotten bet. Under 6.5 or under 4.5 is plus money. Over 4.5 is.
Give me that.
Under 4.5? You think they're a 4-win team?
Yeah.
They're not good.
They aren't. They were a 3-win team last year.
I don't
think they got better. I do think that they got 2 better running backs than they had last year.
100%. 100%.
They're just going to run the ball 40 times a game.
Well, I'm saying Jerry Jeudy's their wide receiver 1, and Cedric Tillman is their wide receiver 2.
Judy did come along last year.
Shane, I'm not saying anything negative. Hey, I'm not saying anything negative about Tillman. He's a good receiver, but that's just a wild thing to say. It's just and then who's going to be the starter out of their 5 quarterbacks that they have?
Hey,
can you pick it?
It's quantity over quality, okay? you take enough shots at the dartboard, you eventually hit a bullseye. That is the determining factor. If Flacco starts, shit, I forgot they have Flacco. We have to take the over.
Yeah, but
Flacco's going to accidentally carry them.
I can honestly see, like, what is he, 44 this year?
Yeah, no,
he takes one hit. This dude's he's cooked.
Yeah, he's going to take one hit, and then they're going to have to figure out who we're going to play, Shador or Gabriel.
I will say, my favorite thing about this whole conversation is the fact that the photo of Joe Flacco holding a football and the photo of Kenny Pickett holding a football went national headlines. Literally, like earlier this week, and that made my entire week. It was not the winning of a sports bet. It was Flacco's hands being double the size of Kenny Pickett's on a football.
That's classic. The
Browns only averaged 15 points per game last year. Yeah, Jamie, it is hard out there in the dog pound, and I agree. I think the plus money there at plus 135 is that's not bait. We're gonna take that one, smash it.
Garrett at quarterback.
Jeez, you might have a better option there. Dallas Cowboys. The Cowgirls are in town, and they did go get their wide receiver 2 with the trade with Matt's Pittsburgh Steelers. They went and got George Pickens, so that was a huge addition. And honestly, in retrospect, I was kind of bashing their draft. I don't hate it, and especially if you kind of like reorder where they took people, I actually kind of like it. Like if they took the guard in the 2nd round and not the 1st round, I'm like, okay. And then if you look at just the players the Cowboys got and not where they were selected, it was a fantastic draft. And I think that getting the wide receiver 2 to pair with CeeDee Lamb, which was like the big, like they didn't address the situation in the room thing that happened after the draft. Getting Pickens is addressing the situation. Granted, he's not full Antonio Brown yet.
Yeah, not yet.
If they can get him to be not full Antonio Brown for like a season, I think this is a win.
Oh, no, I agree with you 100%. 100%. I think George Pickens' talent is unreal. He has a little bit of... and to be honest, I don't think his like breakout issues are head case issues. That's just who George Pickens is. That's just who he is. That's who he was in college. I mean, good Lord, he threw the Georgia Tech guy against the freaking pad.
Yes.
I mean, that's just who he is.
To be fair, though, like as the Steelers, you couldn't have both him and DK.
No,
like,
it would have been.
You can't have both your wide receivers fighting people.
Yeah, it would have been
It
disaster.
just doesn't work. The math doesn't math.
No,
if both of your wide receivers get tossed for punching people in the face, you just can't do that.
Yeah,
you can have one, but not both.
Yeah, you can't have two crash outs on that team or on the same side of the football. You can only have one at a time.
No.
One at a time, baby.
I'm gonna take for the wins though for Dallas. I'm gonna take the over. I'm gonna take over 7.5.
Good.
If Dak stays healthy,
that's a big if.
This team could be good. I mean, to be honest, if you look at past seasons, they've gone over this number with
gusto usually.
Yeah, like
they were a 7-win team last year though, and I think that's one reason. The other issue is you're paying the Cowboys tax. You're always going to pay the Cowboys tax. This number should be 6.5.
Yeah, they didn't get that's my thing, Matt. I was about to say they didn't get any better. Yes, they got a new head coach and they got some rookies, but I don't think those rookies are going to come in and make up for their deficiencies with Dak being clutch and with their defense stopping anybody in that division.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like the number, if it was 6.5, that'd be better. But like,
it's 7.5.
Yeah, it's 7.5. You think that they are worse than they were last year, or do you think that the teams that they will play are better than they were last year?
They got a difficult schedule, don't they?
They have a middle of the pack schedule.
Yeah, that's difficult for them.
NFC East is playing the AFC West. So
yeah,
out of all of the divisions that they could have chosen, the West was a pretty shitty draw.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, I see this as an under again.
There you go, Jamie. We just got to root for Milton to get back there. I like that. Yeah,
I think me going, Jamie.
I think you pay the opposite of the Cowboys tax and you take the under.
Yeah, I think
again, this is the Cowboys tax. This number should be plus. This should be plus money.
We've learned.
I don't disagree with that.
This.
I don't disagree with that.
All right, what we got next?
Yeah, to keep this episode from going like an hour and a half.
Yeah, we got to go a little quicker. The Denver Broncos. Just say over or under. We're gonna blind call this. What number do you think it is, Matt?
Oh my God, over is that 9.5?
Oh,
it is 9.5. Do you think it's an over or an under? It is minus 110.
Under.
On both sides, it's minus 110. That is the greatest. That's the nicest thing I've ever seen a draft book do, like a sports book do, is actually give you equal odds both ways. Whoa, they did it with the next team too. So okay.
You're going under?
I'm gonna go.
I don't want to go the under, but I am.
That's a good number.
It's a great number. That's one reason I think it's even. I think that's.
Yeah, I would lean over hesitantly.
Regression?
Just because they played the NFC South.
Yeah, my thoughts more. Jamie says 3 hours is inevitable for all this elite. Look, under 9.5 is what I'm going.
You're going
I think you have to go under. They are not a 10-win team this year. I think you have regression to the mean.
Yeah.
Last year was an anomaly. The Raiders are better. I think the Raiders could probably split with them this year. I think that you have a pretty tough matchup on the other side of the conference as far as them playing the NFC East. I think that's really not the greatest matchup for them. But damn, I want to do the over.
I feel like every team in that.
I hate that they're in my division and I want to do the over. Yeah. I hate my division. Can we divide the AFC West somehow? Could someone else take some of you fuckers? Detroit Lions is 10.5. Just
under.
Whoa.
Under.
God.
That was quick.
Under.
Hey, take your time right there, Matt.
I mean, I've been on the Lions the last 2 years, and Not saying they're not a good team because they are a good team, but I think no matter who they bring in, losing Ben Johnson is going to hurt this team.
The brain drain happened.
And they have the hardest schedule in the NFL, or the top 3.
They're a really good team, but I just don't see them hitting that number this year.
Wild card team under.
Damn. You know what?
I think they win 10 games.
I'm going opposite you guys. Fuck you guys. I'm going over 10.5.
I don't hate it.
I don't necessarily think the Vikings are going to be the Vikings aren't going to be the team they were last year.
Agreed.
No, they're going to regress. They got JJ.
Yeah, they have a rookie quarterback there. So you're taking a 14-win team out of their division, and you're making the Packers. The Packers are stepping up into that spot, and then the Bears are stepping somewhere in the middle with the Vikings. I think that makes sense. Actually, I think that there could be a big reversal. I think it could be Packers. Not run. I'm not going to go that in depth. I think that it's an over by 1 win. I think they are a half a win. I think that they get to 11. I think that this is a fantastic line by Vegas.
So you think it's a good line?
I think it's a fantastic line. I think
agree.
It's an 11-win team.
What you got?
Speaking of the goddamn Packers, 9.5 wins. I'm taking the goddamn over.
Yep, over.
They cleared this by 1.5 last year. That's a wild line to me. I understand that they also have a pretty tough schedule, but they have an easier schedule because they finished 3rd in their division last year. So they get the nicest of the schedules of the teams that are good. So I would take them to clear 10 wins. I think that's just kind of is an easy way to go out. And I think Vegas also knows that. It's one reason that they had the minus 120 on that side. The Houston Texans, the team that kind of did
Jason?
What you expected.
Jason, this is your team. What do you say here? 9.5.
Oh yeah, I didn't know you're giving it to me right there. 9.5.
Yeah.
That's a good line. Over hesitantly.
Shane, what you?
No, I'm gonna say under. Under.
Oh shoot!
I think
you guys' division is still hot dog shit.
I think our division got better, and we didn't really. We did. I liked our draft, but I don't think we win those 50-50 games like we did last year.
Jason, here's a fun fact. Not a single fucking team in your division was net positive in points last year.
Hey, I'm being a Debbie Downer right now. So
no, hold on. So that is the only division in football that did so. Not a single team was net positive. You guys were break even. You guys had gave up exactly as many points as you scored. Every other team in your division was net negative by quite a bit. I don't think that changed with this past offseason. The Colts don't have a quarterback still. The Jaguars still have all of the issues they have, and the Titans are still booty cheeks. But with
I think our out of division schedule is harder though this year.
I don't disagree, but I think that you guys are taking the step in the right direction. And I actually really like how you approach the draft.
Yeah, so no, I do too.
For that reason, I am going to actually give you your flowers, and I will say that you end with the exact same record as you did last year. And you get over
10 wins. We host a playoff game.
Exactly 10 wins.
I'll take it, baby.
And it's a first round exit again. I'm sorry. And the Colts. Speaking of the Colts, if you don't have a quarterback, I'm smashing the under 7.5, and we'll see you later.
Same. Agree.
Colts under 7.5. Yeah. Danny Dimes ain't getting them to 8 wins.
Under all day.
I would love Danny Dimes to just
ball out.
Make the Giants fans sad.
It would be fun to see that.
I really want to root for the 7. Yes, you're kidding me? Back-to-back years where they get to watch a guy that they had on their
Danny Dimes comeback player of the year.
Danny Dimes can make Josh Downs relevant.
Hey,
make Josh Downs great again.
No joke.
Look that up at the end of the stream.
What? Danny Dimes comeback player of the year? Oh Jesus. Awards. I don't even think you could.
Oh, you're gonna look it up right now.
Oh, you're looking it up right now.
No,
okay.
I was just seeing if you. Whoa, oopsies.
No, let's go back.
No one watch my login. No, all right. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars. They have the exact same line as the Indianapolis Colts, 7.5, which is absurd. What
say you, Shane?
I think that is absurd bullshit. The Jacksonville Jaguars are a poverty organization. They will continue to be a poverty organization until their owner gets to move them to London. And I think that is why that they're going to continue to suck, because I think that their owner doesn't want them to succeed.
Going under.
This is like the Dallas Mavericks. This is the Dallas Mavericks of the NFL. Like the owner so badly doesn't want to be in the situation that they're in. They would rather be in a different city, that they are willingly dumping money away to maybe get their way one day. I think that's my play.
Jamie's
so under 7.5.
Jamie's gonna steal your intel now.
Just steal my. That's not where I keep my intel, my guy.
I'm gonna be spicy here and just go over. I'm gonna go over 7.5. Come on, Trevor Lawrence.
I think Travis
Hunter.
I think Trevor Lawrence is one of the bigger busts that has happened. That was supposed to be a sure thing, and I don't think that organization can do much unless he takes a huge step forward with what they're paying him. So I mean, the Jags have
the Jags have an easy strength of schedule. I could see it happen.
Until we see it under.
Travis Hunter going to come in and freaking just show everybody.
He can't play quarterback, bro.
Yeah, you never know.
He can play corner.
It's efficient and effective. Jamie, we have faith in you, my guy. You're the best. Boy. You're the best ball drafter here in this show right now.
Shane,
the Kansas City Chiefs over under 11.5.
We know where Shane's going in this. So Jason, no, just kidding.
No, go ahead. You said over
until I see differently. Over.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. Chiefs are the Chiefs.
Shitty schedule. Bro.
All right. They do have they had a bad schedule last year. That's not fucking anything new. The NFL loves to give the Chiefs the shittiest schedule. They play on Christmas Day again, baby. I think that you take the over. I think that this is a haters line. I'm going to be completely honest. I think that this line should be 12.5. I think that this is a haters line because Vegas knows. And they know that people are going to bet this fucking number. So I think you take the 11.5 and you run.
Agreed.
Yeah.
The Chiefs, 100%.
They didn't get a whole lot worse. In fact, I think they may have gotten a whole lot better than people are giving them credit for. But that sounds homering, so I'm going to move on. The Raiders with Geno Smith and Ashton Jeanty and a whole slew of other people, including Jack Becht. Who are the Raiders aside from a team that doesn't draft defensive players?
Gosh dang, 6.5. Over. Give me the over.
I'm not gonna think twice on this. My first instinct was over. They're gonna be better. Jacoby Myers with Geno and Ashton, Max Crosby to hold it down, and with the defensive mind, Carroll, give me over. They're playing the NFC East.
Yeah.
Shane.
I agree with you guys. I think it's over, but I think it's mostly because the coin flip games go their way this year, and they did upgrade at quarterback. So I think that's a big key. I think that they are good enough to be they are the Carolina Panthers of a good division.
Yeah, I'm going 7 wins for them.
Yeah, I think this is an exact O line, in my opinion. I think this is they are over 6.5, but no more, no less.
Agreed.
The Chargers, the Los Angeles Chargers,
9.5. Jason, what do you think?
Chargers 9.5 under. I don't think they're the team. I don't think Herbert's that guy. I think they're going to be the third best team in their division this year.
Oh.
I think the Broncos are going to be better.
The Broncos are going to have a fantastic defense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think the Chargers are 1 year out.
I think that the I think the Chargers made the correct decisions this year. Which, Jamie, I was getting there. Hampton is a G, and I think that this offense sets up really well for them. And I think that their defense is good enough to get to 10 wins.
I'm taking the over.
Yeah, I think it's good enough. Barely. I think this is a perfect line. F you, Vegas. This is a great line. The Rams. Speaking of the LAs, the Rams are over under 9.5 as well. Shocker. It sounds like somebody was just lazy on that one. They're like, hey, both LA teams
9.5.
Yeah, they have no home field advantage, so they're both 9.5. Also, the fact that one's in the AFC and one's in the NFC does blow my mind just a little bit. And they're both in the West, despite that. Yeah, never mind. That's a whole different headwind. I think the Rams are not a 10-win team.
Yep. I'm going under 9.5.
I think they're a 9-win team. I don't think
I
they're
could see them getting there. I could see they're getting it. I mean, to be honest, I could see them getting a 10, but yeah, I don't think it's going to happen for them this year.
I think that this is a regression to the mean for the Niners year, even with all the chaos there. So I can't think that I'm going to hit a slight over on. I don't know what the Niners number is, so I'm actually looking forward to that one. But speaking preemptively, I think I'm going to hit the Niners over, and I think that makes me need to hit the under on the Rams.
I do think that this is the second best team in this division. I don't know if they will hit 10 games. I think this is one of the more how their schedule lays out kind of teams, because we all know the Rams, they get hot. Once the Rams get hot, they can beat and play with any team out there in the league.
Yeah.
It's just like, how do they start and do they stay healthy? Which, I mean, we could say that with every team. But I agree with y'all. I really want to give them the over, but I think last year, and especially without Cooper Kupp, it's hard for me to hop on that bandwagon.
Okay, so under 9.5.
Unders pro.
And then the Miami Dolphins.
8.5. I'm going under. I'm going under 8.5.
Ditto.
To me, this organization just seems like a hot mess, man. Does Tyreek Hill want to be there? Does he not want to be there? Does he want to retire? Does he not want to retire?
Can they get enough padding into his helmet?
There's just too much noise. There's too much noise in that organization right now, and
agreed.
I just don't see him getting to. I don't see him getting to 9 wins. I can see him getting to 8.
I think they get to 9 wins, but it's only because they play the goddamn NFC South. And the rest of their divisions, booty cheeks and butthole. So I'll take the plus money here.
Okay, baby.
Because they get to play the Jets they get to play the Jets twice. They get to play the Patriots twice. I think they split with the Patriots this year. And that NFC South is just such a shit show that I think that they can eke out enough wins to. Just saying this makes me want to throw up. I think that
it makes me want to throw up.
I think they can do it. I think they can do it.
All right.
Gross.
The Giants.
My power rating has that number at 8, but I'm gonna say 8.5. Giants, Jesus.
7.5.
Well, it's actually 5.5 is what the line is.
Closer. Okay.
Yeah, this one's not. Yeah. Jamie,
we can't say that. We can't say that.
All right. I think under 5.5 is in play.
What's the number?
Under 5.5.
5.5 is the number, Jason.
What's under 4.5?
You can't do it.
3.5. It's plus money under 3.5 though, Jay.
Under 4.5 would be plus money if you could find a place to play it, but this is the only one we have. So this is what we got. Under 5.5, I think is definitely in play.
I guess the only question is right here: do you think Russ or Jameis can steal 5 or 6 wins?
I don't think either of them should be the quarterback, but that's just me.
They've already said they're letting Jackson.
I know. I understand that, but I think that that's absurd because neither one of those quarterbacks is any good, And why would you trade back in? It's just it's aggravating because they aren't in the position where he gets to learn good habits. You know what I mean?
It's not like you have a first-round pick next year.
Correct.
Shane, I agree.
That's my other thought. It was like you're not getting anything from doing this. Like it's different if you're trading back in. You don't have to give up a first-round pick. You gave up you don't have your pick next year, and you traded back in. It just doesn't make any. The math isn't mathing, and I understand that it's because Dable is trying to save his damn job.
Yeah, I agree with you, Shane. I think it's under. I like the under 5.5. They have much more of a chance to get to 6 wins, in my opinion. If they're not starting Jaxon Dart, I think they have a better chance of getting there with Jameis as a starting quarterback versus Russ.
1,000%. Yeah, but it's going to be Russ. They're going to play.
It's going to be Russ. Yeah, it's going to be Russ at first.
I agree with both of y'all, but let's be honest. All we want is Jameis or Russ to be throwing the ball to neighbors. That's all.
I want Jameis or Jaxon Dart. I don't want Russ to be throwing to anybody.
Yeah, trust me, I've been there, fellas. I've been there.
Hold on. I take that back. Yes. I want Russ to be throwing it to the jug machine. That's what I want him to do. I want him to have that ball spit right back at him and have him ask or say Mr. Unlimited to the jug machine. Yeah. Listen, the Minnesota Vikings, I already talked about this. I'm going to take the under 8.5. No hate on Minnesota. I just, you have a rookie quarterback. You have an awkward situation. You also have the 4th hardest schedule in all of football.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't have to say much. I agree.
It sucks for Justin or JJ, but
no, that's who I feel bad for.
Fifth hardest schedule in football. 5th hardest schedule in football. I can't count. Under 8.5. Plus 120. Give me it. Give me.
New Orleans
Patriots.
Patriots.
The Patriots is 8.5 as well, fellas. I am gonna say over.
Oh, you like the over 8.5?
I like the new culture there. Yes, I like it too. Vrabel knows how to win.
Yeah, I think that
that's where I'm putting my money
is the correct situation, and I also think Drake May has made me a believer.
Yeah,
and I think that they can put enough pressure. I mean, they got Steph, right?
Yeah, Stephon Diggs is there. Yeah,
maybe Kyle Williams is good. I don't know. That's who they drafted for the wide receiver on the other side. Maybe they can figure out one of the 18 wide receivers they've drafted in the past 3 drafts, and one of them can play opposite Steph Diggs.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the hope. And then Pop Douglas is still there, so there's some cool stuff happening. The New Orleans Saints, baby,
under.
Tyler Schlow. What's the under? Where's the number? 6.5, baby.
Under. Chris Rattler ain't doing that.
Under 4.5?
Yeah, I'd take under 4.5.
It's plus 180 at under 4.5.
Poker face. Yes, Jamie. He better go off this year.
I like the under. I'll take the under at 4.5. I think the Saints could be in contention to be the worst team in the league this year.
I actually like that. Yeah.
Chris Olave doesn't even want to be there anymore.
It's plus 180.
They need to offload Chris Olave and let him go play for a team that
they do have the 3rd easiest schedule for 2025.
Makes no difference. Chris Olave, he's either going to get another concussion in New Orleans or they're going to trade him.
Sneaky wheels. Jamie only said that because he's white. It's like saying you're saying he has sneaky athleticism because
he's damn near the same age as Joe Flacco too.
Jamie, he's almost as old as you, my guy. And you have the exact same amount of reps under as a quarterback in the NFL as he does. The New York Jets, I'm going to take the under, and I don't care what number it is. Give me under 5.5.
Yeah,
the number is. Look, I love me some Justin Fields as a fantasy player. I hate me some Justin Fields as a person who's betting on football.
Yeah, I'm under as well.
Also, this whole organization just feels like cancer.
Yeah, it's not good. Now, I will say they're trying to trend in the right direction. They're trying to move forward, but they still got some time.
Sometimes you take 2 steps forward and it's still 1 step back.
Right.
So, I'm just gonna
All I'm going to say is I'm glad Fields is getting his chance.
Yes, I
But I agree.
100% agree.
I agree.
Like,
Agree.
I think that he's in a situation that's
He deserves it.
untenable. It's untenable. Like that's the problem with like the Jets. It's if he goes
Correct.
to a team that actually has a future, yeah, I'm for it. And he's probably going to be a good quarterback. But like the Jets just feel like an organization that's just in the crags of the NFL, and it's going to take a long time for them to scoop themselves out again. The Philadelphia Eagles smash the over and walk away.
Yep. Hit the over, walk away.
That team is so
Stacked.
unbelievably good, and they just continuously get handed really good drafts by teams who want to play that they're smarter than the consensus. And it's really annoying.
Scoop that shit out.
Maybe over 13.5. I mean, who do they even play on the this is something I actually want to see. They do have a really hard schedule.
Yeah, they're still better than everybody, though.
Yeah, and I guess they do have the Commanders to contend with now. I think the 11.5 is a good number.
Yeah, I think they're sitting at 12, 13.
Yeah. That's one reason I was like 13.5. It feels like one win too many. It feels like one win too many, in my opinion. Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Matt, do you want to lead this one?
Yeah, I mean, until Mike Tomlin has a losing season, I'm taking the over.
Woo!
Until he has a losing season, I've got to take the over. It's been 19 years now? 18
I actually
years?
agree with that. I agree with that take.
As bad as they may be or seem to be right now, no
Mason
quarterback.
Rudolph's gonna win 9 games, baby.
Like until the number is below 500, I have to take the over.
Jesus Christ, Mason Rudolph gets you to fucking a winning record. Every other NFL coach that goes below 500 should be fired on the spot. Just saying that should be a religious experience for every other team. That it should 100% be a religious experience for every other team, every organization. If they get Mason Rudolph to lead you to a winning record, you have to fire everybody. The San Francisco 49ers. Okay. 10.5 is a good ass number.
Over.
I'm still betting over.
I agree with you guys. I agree with you guys.
This is their all-in chance. Like, I think that's how they're going to have to approach this season. I know there's some bad blood. I know that people are disgruntled, but I think that this is their all-in season. You got to go for it. And they aren't the team that's coming off the heartbreak. That's the Chiefs this year. I think that this is the spot.
Easiest schedule.
Yeah, the easiest schedule. They got gifted a great schedule and an in-division team that decided to blow themselves up. Less wins than the Clowns.
Dang, Jamie, that's rough.
Yeah, that's hard, man. That's hard. You're being a little salty on the Steelers there. The Seattle Seahawks. Listen, over 8.5.
I can get behind that.
They have a very meh schedule, like as far as like strength of schedule goes. I think that they kind of just pair off with everybody in their division, and I think that they do enough to get 9 wins. Because I think they're a good enough football team to do 9 wins. I think that's just it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%.
Jason, you got one? Do you think yes, no, maybe so?
Under? I think this team is so mediocre, but I agree. With you. I think they do just enough with Darnold proving himself that he can win some football games. I don't think they make the playoffs, but I think they win 8 games.
Ooh, so you think under?
Wait, isn't it 7.5?
No, it's 8.5.
Oh, I'm seeing 7.5. Oh, yeah, under.
Wait, where are you seeing 7.5?
I don't know. I was looking at the Sharp Football analysis.
Oh, is that their opening line? Maybe that was their opening line.
Maybe
now jumping on.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna do the under.
Yeah, and I do think that. Yeah, I think that the over 7.5 would be an easy smash.
Yeah. No,
I
that's
think
what I was thinking. Yeah,
I think 8.5. I think 8.5 is the right number to set
agreed.
because I think they're going to either be one game or a half game over or a half game under of 8.5. I don't think that there's anything in between because I just don't think that they're a good team and I don't think they're a bad team. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we only have 3 left, fellas. So the
Alrighty.
Bucks, with their love of drafting wide receivers that all look the same or play the same position, and happen to be in one of the worst divisions in football. Do they get to 9.5 or no?
I'm taking the over. I'm taking the over here. I think Bucky Irving makes a drastic leap forward this year. Rashad White's still there. You still have the same receivers. You added Emeka Ibuka.
It felt like a luxury pick that didn't need to happen, though. I'm going to be honest with you.
Agree.
It just felt like a luxury pick, and it was a weird pick in the first round.
Yeah.
Other than that, I like it. I like the rest of the Bucks. Their defense is very stout against the run.
Yeah.
And they are doing enough on the secondary side and addressing those situations that I think that this team is pretty damn good. And I think that their division, as I spoke to it, is trash.
Yeah.
So I'll take the over 9.5 and let Baker and his boys cook.
I would be hesitant on that. I agree with y'all, but they lost their OC to Jacksonville, so just take that as you want because it might be a slow start to this offense next year.
Yeah, I do, and I do agree that there is some brain drain going, but they also lost their OC the year prior.
Right, but then they had a better offense this past year.
And Baker's also gone through a lot of OCs. So I think that if you're going to get the quarterback up to speed, one of the only quarterbacks that I would want to go through the situation is Baker.
I like that rebuttal.
Right.
I think that they can, and I mean, Mike Evans has gone through 6 OCs while he's been there. So
Right.
this team has gone through it as far as OCs and schemes.
So
I think
that's
like the one
where's
team that
Evans?
And
Where's Evans?
Truthfully, this OC, this new one coming in, these guys are going to be like, listen, he's not gonna stir the pot with this offense.
No, you don't need to. You'll be trying to do too much. What do you got, Shane?
Look, I'm taking the over on the Buccaneers, but I'm smashing the fucking under on the Tennessee Titans 5.5.
Yeah, I think I am too. I don't think rookie quarterback starting,
Also, can I backtrack real quick? Liam Cohen is the Tampa Bay OC, right? The new Tampa Bay OC?
Yes.
That's a steal and a half. That dude is a genius. He's from the Gay Tree. He's a genius.
Yeah, they were kind of shitty. If y'all have a minute, read that story on how he got hired.
Oh yeah. They are
bad ethics.
It was ugly. Don't get me wrong. It was ugly.
The Jaguars should get fined for what they did, but it is what it is. Or he's just a bad person. No, hey Shane, with the Titans, I agree with you. Levis didn't win that. I have a hard time believing that Ward can do it. I don't see the weapons on their team.
Cam Ward's better than Will Levis, but he's not the savior.
But they have no weapons.
Yeah, you got Calvin Ridley and Tony Pollard. That's it.
Nice. Sick, dude. Sick.
Yeah, that's it. I agree with you. I'm hitting the under on that.
Shane, you said under.
Yeah, I smashed the under. Rookie quarterback. Yeah.
We got Commanders. And
yeah. And listen, Jamie, are you still here? Joe, mic check. Joe.
Under.
No, just kidding.
9. You hate him this year, Matt?
Oh no.
No.
It's Joe's team. It's Joe. It's Jamie. Jamie and it's Jamie and Joe's team. So I was just trolling them and saying under. But I think it's over 9.5. I think they are another good enough team. I think there's some regression to the mean. I don't think they're going to have the fire, high flying situation they had last year. But I do think that they're good enough.
I agree with you, Shane. I'm hitting the over 9.5. You might see a little regression from Jayden Daniels, and they brought in an older Deebo Samuel, but he's still got some skill. You still got Brian Robinson, old Austin Eckler, Terry McLaurin. Yeah, I think this team is good enough to get to 10 wins.
Yeah, they brought in Laramie Tunsil as well. I agree with you. I think this team might even get up to 11 wins this year. I think they're that good. As long as Kingsbury's still that OC there, then I feel like they're still going to keep the ball rolling and pushing it downfield.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That is all of the that's all the teams, guys.
That's fun.
That's it. That's all the teams.
That was fun. It was fun to go over win-loss total records and kind of put our take on it and see where we would bet currently on these teams right now as it sits. So if you guys want to get spicy with it, go in and make some of those bets. Go in there and like Shane alluded to earlier, if you want to take a team to go undefeated this year, you can get it over on DraftKings at plus 1,700. Is that right, Shane? Was that the number?
Oh, yeah. Undefeated is 1,700. Perfect season is 5,000, which seems ridiculous that's low. But a winless season is it's plus 900. So they think that there's a better chance that someone goes winless than goes undefeated.
Screw
Who
it.
do you think that team is? Based off of this line, who do you think that team is? Huh? Is it the Cleveland Browns? Is it the New Orleans Saints? Who is it? Who's on?
Just go dibble dabble on a little bit of both. You know what I'm saying?
You got between them and the next two teams. Yeah. I just think you go bet this. Screw betting the fewest wins. Just bet 0-17.
I like it.
0-17.
Just cover it, man. Just cover it all.
All right.
That would be the best sweat, I think. That has to be one of the best sweat bets of all the entire season.
Jamie, this was such a short podcast.
Yeah, Jamie.
From your brains. I promise we will get more into fantasy as we get a little bit closer. We do want to start talking about some dynasty stuff. But we just want to throw a little preview betting episode in for you guys on win-loss and how it kind of works and how we plan on doing things for the rest of the season. So just keep your ears open, your eyes out for more betting episodes. We'll have some more short ones that we throw in there, and then we will start diving into some dynasty talk. So with that being said, Shane, Jason, y'all know what to do.
It's been real. It's been fun. Again, I will be posting my slip for the MLS if you want to cash some money this week. Actually, literally like in 2 days. So
get on it.
Yeah. Hey, glad to be back, y'all. Cowboys know how to make the most random headlines throughout the most random times of the year. I will be posting my PGA my PGA championship bets later on this week. So stay tuned.
Heck yeah. We love you all to the moon and back. And until next episode, peace out.